How to pick the right PC or laptop for your online business. Now if you've been trying to start an online business, probably one of the considerations you've had is, what equipment do I need? In this video I'm going to go through all the latest equipment, the advantages and disadvantages, and I'm even going to tell you what I've used to make millions of dollars online. And we're starting right now. I want to start off and I'm going to list all of these different laptop computers, not in any order whatsoever. Okay, so don't think number one is number one. I don't think of it that way. It's just the first one I came across. But the first one I say is a really good laptop, and you get a lot of bang for the buck, is the Dell XPS 13. Now this is a 2020 version. I like the 13 just because of the size. Now this may not fit for everybody. Some people like a really big screen. I don't happen to like a big screen. I don't want a heavy computer to carry around, so that's why this one fits in so well. This has the 10th generation Intel processor already installed on it. It also has a screen that is a 91.5% screen to body ratio, so you're using up most of that area. Of course you can customize it and upgrade, you know, your RAM, your processor and all that, but at the base price it comes in at around $1,000, which is certainly affordable for most people. The next one I want to talk about is the HP Envy X360. This is the 2020 version. If you're looking for a budget laptop, this is a really good one where you don't have to spend $1,000 if you don't have that to invest right now. This has an AMD Ryzen 4000 series power in it. It's a really good processor and it can handle a lot of processing without locking up. Now at the time of this recording you could actually snap up this HP Envy X360 for only $739. okay, we're coming to one of my favorites now. My next one up is the MacBook Air 2020. Now I bought a MacBook in 2012 and I used it for a good 6 years, and I really had no reason to move up outside of that. I wanted a little bit faster processing and I needed more room on it. But MacBook Airs are phenomenal computers. I love them. They're lightweight, they're thin, they're easy to carry around. They're just all around great computer. Now even though it's a Mac, this one here even comes in at under $1,000. You can get a Mac for a good price. Okay, now I'll tell you, my Air literally made me millions of dollars. I did the majority of my business on my MacBook Air and it made me millions of dollars of both digital products and physical products. So I'm telling you, you know, one of these things can really make you a lot of money if you pick the right one. They actually say the MacBook Air is the default Apple laptop for most people that buy any laptop from Apple. Now it depends on what you're going to use it for. I've now moved up to the MacBook Pro, and it's because I do a lot of rendering of videos. I have to do editing of videos, and that slows down an Air a little bit. So if you're thinking about doing a lot of videos, you're going to need that processing, you may want to bump up a little bit. Now what I saw with my Air when it was new, and this changes over time, and the new MacBook Air, is they do have pretty good battery life. The new one comes in at $999. That's just under $1,000. okay, and it had about this one here has about 5 hours of actual work time, which is pretty good. The next one I want to talk to you about is the Asus G14. Now this one here is really good for gaming, and I know some of you guys may be making videos for gaming, and that's something you're going to have to do, is actually record that. This is an excellent computer for that. The next thing I want to tell you about is the MacBook Pro. That is actually what I have right here. I got this in 2019, so it's about a year old. A lot of people like the 16-inch screen. I don't have the 16-inch screen. I have a smaller screen because I carry it around a lot, and weight means a lot to me, and I can see this screen fine. I can upsize it if I want to see it more, but this laptop here, it's already made me millions of dollars. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. I like the full keyboard on it. I like the fact that the screen is so big on the actual display right here. I really enjoy this computer. It has great sound to it. If you want to listen to music or whatever you're trying to listen to, it has great sound on it. It has the touch bar at the top. I enjoy that a lot. This is just an all-around great computer. Now I will tell you, it's more expensive. The base one comes in about $23.99. I got some upgrades on this, so this one is a little bit more expensive. I later bought my wife one, and hers is really upgraded, so she's probably in the $3,000 to $3,200 range on hers. But it's an excellent computer. If you have the money and you invest in one of these, believe me, it's something you'll be able to use for years and years and years, and you won't have to worry about replacing it as much as you would a PC. The other good thing I like about MacBooks and all Apple products in general, is they don't really get viruses. I don't have that problem. You know, I've had little glitches here and there, but I don't have to run like antivirus software on a regular basis. I do have one on here. Every now and then I'll run it, but I just don't have the problems I had on a PC. On a PC it seemed like it was always locking up. It always got viruses. There were always problems. I always had to upgrade. The good thing about Apple is that all the upgrades are there. They remind you about it. You hit a button and it upgrades overnight or whatever, and you don't have to buy more. Now if you want a little laptop business one, next one I'll tell you about is the HP Elite Dragonfly. It's really a solid laptop for business, and it has a lot of other uses too. Now the cool thing about this one I like is it has a built-in tile tracker, so if you were to ever lose your computer, you can find it pretty easy. The battery life on this one is phenomenal. It's up to 11 hours of usage time, which is probably higher than anyone I know of. This is a 2-in-1 design with the keyboard actually separate, which has a lot of different configurations that you can use. Currently this one is coming in at a little over 1,900 bucks, $1,962 to get this laptop. The next one I want to tell you about is the Razer Blade Pro 17. Now this is the 2020 model, but it does come in at $2,999. The reason I think it's higher is because the gaming capabilities of the actual laptop, but it also has a huge screen and it's a really good quality laptop. If you're looking for a lower cost one, I would recommend the Spectre X360 13. Now this came out in late 2019 and it only sells for about $1,250. And the last one of my favorites, my wife just got this one. This is the one I got her, the MacBook Pro 13. It came out in 2020. It's an excellent laptop. It's very compact. It's very powerful and very dependable. I highly recommend this one. This would probably be my #1 pick. The only reason I don't say the one I have here is because this is a year older and I got this one here in 2019. Now if you're one of those people who like Chromebooks, those are pretty decent computers too. I would recommend the Acer Chromebook Spin 713. That's probably the best Chromebook they've come out with. It's come out in 2020 and it's got incredible capabilities. Now this is one of those lower cost computers that you could use for college or students or whatever, but also run a business off it. I know a lot of you guys are in college, you're in school, and you're actually running a business too. This one here comes in at a very, very low price of $629 for the Acer Chromebook Spin. That's not a lot of money. Now can you get a computer for just a few hundred bucks, $200, $300, $400? The answer is yes, you can. The other part to this is you're going to be sorry if you do, because if you're only spending that much on a computer, you're going to be limited on so many things. You're probably going to be limited on quality, on processing, on memory. After a while you're going to have issues. I know a lot of you don't want to spend a whole lot, and if you can't, you can't. I get it. You know, if you have to spend $200 or $300, $400 on a computer, do that. But if you can afford a much nicer computer with more memory and more processing, do it, because as fast as these computers are improving, you're going to be left behind pretty quick. So get all the computer you can. You're not going to be sorry for that. And keep in mind, you're getting this computer to make money. You're getting a computer that's best for your business, and since you're doing that, it's going to make you money. You don't look at a computer as something that costs you money. When I buy this, I don't look at this as something that costs me money. I look at this as how much money can it make me. This little box right here with metal and keys and lights and all that makes me money every day. So I want it to be good. I want it to be fast. Time is so important when you're working online. If you're sitting there waiting for a video to render forever, that means you can't render the next one, and you can't render the next one. You got to wait, and if you're waiting, that's costing you money. If I can render a video really fast and I can edit it really fast, I can make more money in a day by doing that. So the cost of having that extra capabilities of the computer well outweighs the cost of actually paying more for the computer. So those are some of my top picks for computers. Now maybe you have some input on a computer that you think's really good. Maybe you would like to share it with me. You can do that. Put it in the comments below. Put in the comments what kind of computer you're using, when you liked, when you didn't like, and let me hear your comments. Now you may have questions about how to use these to make money online. That's fine too. You can put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do that below. There's a button down there you can click and subscribe, and turn on all bell notifications. What's a bell notification? Well, JR, that's where when you turn them on, people will get notified about your videos. That way they don't have to search for them. That way they don't miss stuff. You miss one of these videos and it could cost you some money. We don't want that happening. It'll also let you know when I go live. I go live every now and then, and maybe we can talk online. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.